Welcome to Love and Money, the internet television show of Prosperity ULLC, where we discuss what's happening to us, and what can we do about it. In this episode, we will discuss the Bitcoin crash, the living single reunion, and the missionary position. Join our new Patreon to receive free merchandise, books, and consultation from Prosperity ULLC. And if you appreciate the show, go ahead and show it in CASHAPP at $Prosperityullc. But before we go in, let's take a moment to invest in the brand. Have you checked out Prosperity Living apparel and accessories? See something you like? Well, get it free when you become a member at Patreon. Become a first-tier member and receive Prosperity Living merchandise. Become a second-tier member, and on top of that, get a book from the Bard Society. Become an elite third-tier member and get all of that plus free consultation concerning personal finance, stock trading, or life matters like organizational skills and dating for free. Sign up now, become a member, and invest in the brand. Welcome to our temperature check segment where we discuss current events. Black Lives Matter activist in critical condition after receiving gunshot wound to the head after receiving numerous threats. Please keep Black Lives Matter activist and mother of three Sasha Johnson in your prayers. She is currently in critical condition after sustaining a gunshot wound to her head in an incident in South London, according to Guardian. Reports state an official statement was shared through Sasha's affiliate group, taking the Initiative Party, TTIP, via Facebook. The party advises the incident happened this morning after Sasha and the organization received numerous death threats against them. TTIP is described as Britain's first black-led political party. Wow. It is with great sadness that we inform you that our own Sasha Johnson has sustained a gunshot wound to her head. She is currently hospitalized in critical condition. The incident happened in the early hours of this morning, blah, 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 blah. It continues, Sasha has always been actively fighting for black people and the injustices that surround the black community, so on and so forth. The spokesperson said that the house party, so this was a shooting in a house party. The house party shooting occurred in the vicinity of this incident and that the investigation is in the early stages. However, the report states there is nothing to suggest the incident was a targeted attack. In addition, they have no proof that Sasha had received any credible threats against her before the shooting. So, yes, I guess she just happens to be a activist who just happened to get shot. I've been hearing about London, a lot of the crime spiking in London, but a lot of the violent crime is basically stabbings, not necessarily shootings. The incident happened this morning after Sasha and the organization received numerous threats. Blah blah blah. Okay. But they're saying it happened at a house party, so I'm not too sure. Sustained a gunshot wound in an incident. Yeah, okay. Saying it happened at a house party, so I mean, I'm assuming if she's comfortable enough to be at a party, she's amongst friends, right? And so, like, who would be targeting her? Or she'd be amongst, if not amongst friends, amongst people who are within her community or who are like her. You know, who goes to party? It's not too often people will casually go to party with strangers unless they're trying to network or something like that, you know? I think this is purely coincidental. When I first saw the headline, it was very clickbaity for me. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, what's this about? Yo, they targeting activists now? Like, you know what I'm saying? And because a lot of states have been making legal moves to kind of give police free rein when it came to activism as a response and a reaction to the summer riots and the way that kicked off. I know states like Florida and Texas have been making big legal moves that have kind of been going under the radar to give the police a lot of freedom, a lot of legal freedom to act out certain deadly acts without any kind of recourse, you know, in response to any kind of rioting or activism, or in response to rioting, whereas activism can be the scapegoat to act out their aggressions, their deadly aggressions. You know what I mean? Basically, in layman's terms, they're trying to give the police the right to kill people. That's basically what they're trying to do. Not to try to be funny, but that's the reality of the situation. So yeah, and a lot of these things are going under the radar. But this happened all the way in Britain. Yeah, and in Britain, like, you would think London is a very, very London is almost as diverse as New York is. There's a lot of just about every region of the world that Britain has tried to colonize. There are peoples from those parts of the world that live in Britain. Fijians, many continental Africans, lots and lots of continental Africans, lots and lots of Indians, you know, and then a few Caribbean and a lot of Caribbean folks as well. There's a huge Caribbean community in England as well. So yeah, this is, yeah, I don't know. This just seems a little coincidental. How to prepare for the next Bitcoin crash. Okay, so if you are a black person, I want you to pay close attention to this article I'm about to read. And the reason I stress it to black people, because for some odd reason, I think I can put my finger on it, but I can't quite. I haven't necessarily pinpointed it, but black people tend to have a tendency to avoid knowledge on money. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a pride issue, if it's an insecurity issue, or if it's an incompetence issue. But there's a tendency for the people who avoid the knowledge on money, they happen to be black. And so I don't give it a causation, I give it a correlation. So I want black people to tune in, to pay special attention. If you thought you could handle market volatility, Bitcoin's dizzying ups and downs are something else. The largest cryptocurrency's price hit a record of more than 63,000 per coin in April. I remember that. That 63,000 came so quick too. I don't even think it really stayed there for too long. It was probably maybe for like a few hours maybe. When the IPO of crypto exchange Coinbase helped catch the public's attention. But the rally didn't last long. Yeah, because as soon as Coinbase hit its IPO, Coinbase dropped ridiculously. It's just now coming back up as I'm recording this. Bitcoin's price quickly dropped back down to around 30,000 in May. Two potential reasons: electric vehicle company Tesla backtracked on a promise to accept Bitcoin as payment, and the Chinese government cracked down on crypto. Yeah, there is a lot of institutional backlash. A lot of the financial institutions they're backlashing on crypto and then trying to get in on crypto, and that's going to affect the market. That's because cryptocurrency is unregulated, or it's not government based, and so the government, by design, by nature, they want to regulate it, and so yeah, it's going to cause a fluctuation in the value, a fluctuation in the valuation. Basically, so in layman's terms, it's going to make the price go up and down a whole lot. which is what's happening right now as I'm recording this. Yet another promising tweet from Tesla CEO Elon Musk sent the price crawling back up to around 40,000 in late May. It's hard to keep up. Cryptocurrencies prices are fickle, to say the least. Just look at Musk's Saturday Night Live hosting gig that sent Dogecoin plunging 30%. It's ridiculous. So when Bitcoin investors take a breather, if you're watching daily price moves, probably not anytime soon. But But here's what to know about Bitcoin's volatility and how to handle it. And this is cool because this is kind of my strategy, not just with Bitcoin, but just in investments altogether. Volatility is nothing new to Wall Street, but when a price can jump more than 70% in 1 month or lose half its value in just 2 days, it may make you wonder what's driving these huge swings. Of course, stocks can also be volatile, but their value is tied to something somewhat concrete, how a company will do in the future. There are ways to check up on how the company is doing, like studying quarterly earnings, blah, 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 or checking to see how well a company's products sell in stores. Gold is different. Sure, gold has some value from its use in producing jewelry and electronics, but mostly its value is derived from the expectation that you'll be able to sell it in the future. In this sense, Bitcoin is more like gold, says this person, whoever. Blah, 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 blah. People buy it because they think the price will increase in the future. Yep, pretty much. But that makes it a speculative asset and more susceptible to volatility, since something as small as a skeptical tweet can lead to doubt and maybe spark a selling frenzy. And that's what I thought too. I was like, why are we valuing an entire coin on the tweets of some tech CEO? You know what I mean? I don't care how rich he is, or just because he doesn't want to sell his cars for the coin, he doesn't want to accept the coin anymore. Like, what if GM or Chrysler or Daimler Chrysler decided to accept Bitcoin? Like, what's Tesla gonna do then, right? You know what I mean? So and they've already gotten into energy. I mean, into electric vehicles. So the acceptance of Bitcoin is not too, it's not too far fetched. Bitcoin is also still pretty new, having only been around since 2018. Or Where was I? Having only been around since 2009, the market is still searching for an equilibrium price. Some people think cryptocurrency is underpriced. I think the equilibrium price should be around a little over 30,000 anyway. Where was I? The currency is underpriced. Some think it's overpriced. When Americans were legally allowed to start owning gold in the 1970s, gold's price was also highly volatile. Keep in mind that stock market crashes tend to be preceded by periods of extreme volatility, which is why Wall Street calls the CBOE volatility index. That's a Chicago board of something. The CBOE volatility index, the VIX, a fear gauge. That's what a lot of people look at when a lot of crashes happen. Yeah, I'm pretty much being redundant, but it's just coming to me now. It's coming back to me. Thinking that the ups and downs can tell us whether there is negative sentiment across the market. Volatility doesn't always lead to a market crash, and it's not clear if the dynamics are different when it comes to cryptocurrency, but it's something for investors to keep in mind when determining how much of their portfolio to allocate to Bitcoin. Okay, so now they stated the problem, now they're about to state the solution. The best way to handle Bitcoin's massive volatility is probably to ignore it. It's easier said than done, but looking at Bitcoin's similarity to how you would stocks or bonds can help ensure you won't blow a bunch of money or risky investment. Basically, they're saying don't be emotional about it. Don't be so triggered when you lose money. You know what I'm saying? As long as you stay in it, you're going to make your money back. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, when I saw it falling, I did sell it off. I did sell some of it off. I lost a good bit of money. I lost maybe about I think I almost half the money I put in, I lost almost. You know what I mean? So whatever I had left, I took some out and then kept it in there in case it goes back up again. Let me continue. Treating it as a fad investment, like the meme stocks that had Wall Street frenzied earlier this year. He's talking about GameStop and AMC. And AMC, then both of those stocks are doing pretty well right now. Now that the market is recovering and coming back a little bit, both of those stocks are doing pretty well. So treating it as a fad investment is how you'll likely lose money. So basically they're saying don't just throw a whole bunch of money into it just because everyone's doing it and it's trending on social media. Put what you can afford to lose in it. And that's in any investment. Whenever you invest, only invest what you can afford to lose. Since you'd be trying blah, 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 blah. But if you're planning to hang on to your investment for more than a few weeks, months, or even years, the dips here and there don't matter as much. Exactly. A disciplined approach will be key to surviving the next cryptocurrency crash. One popular move is dollar cost averaging, investing a fixed amount of money regularly as opposed to making your whole investment all at once. Say you have $5,000 set aside for risky investments, maybe $100 per week to your crypto holding, trickling your money in over the course of a year. One thing to remember, experts recommend only allocating 2 to 3%, definitely no more than 5% of your total portfolio to risky investments like cryptocurrency, options trading, or individual stocks. Yes, sir. Some professional active traders also use a technique called range trading, which requires picking a range at which I think this is more my strategy. Picking a range at which they'll buy and sell a stock over a period of time. So I'm waiting. Me personally, I'm waiting for it to go back up to 60,000 so I can make my money back. However long that takes, I'm willing to wait. But if it goes back to 60,000, that's my range. I'm good. The method allows you to limit total exposure by taking gains and playing with house money, your previous investing profit. There you go. Yeah. So whatever profit you made, put it back in, just re-up. When the market dips, says Jay Hatfield, chief executive of Infrastructure Capital Management, it could be useful to Bitcoin investors, he adds. Following the exact rules of range trading may require more time when you're willing to spend watching prices if investing isn't your full-time job. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Say if you bought $500 worth of Bitcoin, if the price jumps, consider taking out at least $500. And if the price keeps accelerating, maybe sell half of your holding. Yeah, that's what it do. I don't sell when the price goes up, when the value goes up, I don't take everything out. I only take half of it out and then let the other half keep earning. And then time after time, I just keep taking out half and half and half. And hey, if you see something, share something. Don't be afraid. Share this episode. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. Just keep reaping those profits. Yeah, that's what you do. That will give you a cushion in case catastrophe strikes. You will hold on to at least your original investment. There you go. Yeah. So just keep reaping the profits. So that's how you survive a crash, basically. That's how you survive a crash. When times are good, you take out half. You just keep taking out half on and let it keep earning. And then when times are bad, you keep taking out half again until you only have so little left that you're still in it, so that when it comes back, when the crash is over and it comes back up, you can still make money. You know what I mean? But basically have a strategy and don't be emotional. This bonkers 19-foot Rolls-Royce boat tail may be the most expensive new car in history. Rolls-Royce is notoriously coy about the price of its truly bespoke limousines. Yes, since this new outrageously decadent boat tail was inspired by the $13 million Rolls-Royce swept tail of 2017, but with increased complexity, it may easily be the most expensive new car to date. Yeah, I was just about to say the title that currently resides, the Bugatti's La Voiture Noire, which sold at a reported 18.7 million after taxes. God damn. The stunning cabriolet is named after the tapered rear end, which a style which dates back to the 1920s when cars with the Auburn 851 Speedster and Bentley Speed 6 boat tail were the talk of the town. The new Rolls-Royce boat tail measures an ocean-going 19 feet in length and is based on the aluminum space frame platform shared by the Phantom, Cullinan, and Ghost models. And it shares the same 6.75-liter V12 engine. Otherwise, this remarkable car is decked out, blah, 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 blah. The most eye-catching feature of this vehicle is the enormous hand-painted azure blue bonnet graduating down a lighter shade. Up front, a painted Rolls-Royce Pantheon grille replaces the traditional stainless steel finish for the first time in the modern era. At the rear, twin-side opening compartments are hinged in the middle and open like butterfly wings to reveal Aladdin's cave of goodies. On the near side, a dual champagne cooler was specifically designed to fit bottles of the owner's favorite Armand de Brignac vintage. On the other side of the set of crockery of Christoffel of Paris, matched to salt and pepper grinders, all engraved with the car's name. Caviar is kept cool in a proper onboard fridge with various other food compartments rather than a chiller. The crowning glory, however, is a parasol that slots into the rear of the boat tail to provide extra shade. With a stainless steel shaft and aluminum coupling, the high tensile fabric is stretched over carbon fiber stays. And just to be sure, it was tested in a wind tunnel. The boat tail is a 4-seat convertible with an emergency tonneau, just in case the heavens open. The car is also provided with a detachable carbon fiber roof that turns the Rolls-Royce into a breathtaking coupe. A lightweight aluminum hoist for the latter is naturally included into the package. Very nice, very beautiful car. Who doesn't like a picnic? Who doesn't like a picnic, right? And what better way to picnic than to picnic by your vehicle at the golf course, you know? And then as soon as you're done, you know, you can pack up and just ride off, you know? Yeah, this is great. This is great. I would love it. But yeah, who doesn't like a picnic? I don't know. You know, if you're hosting, maybe at a car show, maybe at a fundraising event, you know, this would be very, very suitable. This would be very suitable. And it's very particular too, because you can only fit an Ace of Spade bottle in it. no other kind of beverage. You know what I mean? So it's very particular. It's very niche. You know, I think this is kind of like a collector car more than anything, as opposed to a. And it's sort of like a good, especially when you're hosting, like if you're having like a lunch meeting or something, or you're on the golf course and you want to just pull up real quick. It has a lot of quirks. It has a lot of, what's the word? Accoutrement. It has a lot of accoutrement. Very interesting vehicle. I like the aesthetically. Aesthetically, it's a beautiful vehicle. I'd pick that over any kind of other Rolls Royce, because I mean, basically, if you're driving a Rolls Royce, you want to stunt, right? So why stunt in just a regular Rolls Royce? Why not stunt in, something that's, that's kind of that'll stand, that will stand out, that not too many people will have. So yeah, I dig it. Next topic. A YouTuber was arrested for attaching a dog to balloons and making him fly. Before I go into reading the article, I just want to say that I don't give a fuck because it's so cute. Oh my God, that's like the cutest thing in the world. That'd be like the cutest thing ever. Just to put your dog on it, like let your dog just float. Like, oh my God, he's so cute. And then the balloons, and then the dog. It's just yeah. But yeah, I get where he was going with it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's one of those things where you just want to try it and see what happens, right? It's like, oh, look at the dog. He's so cute. He's floating on the balloons. All these cute balloons. And that ought to be something. Yeah, I'm probably gonna make a meme out of that or something. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure he just wanted to see what would happen and see if people would like it, would dig it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't realize that he was gonna get in trouble for it. But according to reports from BBC, 32-year-old Gaurav Sharma, also known on social media as Mr. Sharma, is the owner of a YouTube channel with more than 4 million subscribers. He ended up getting arrested by police in India following a complaint by the regional animal welfare organization People for Animals, which comes after attaching his dog to an assortment of balloons and briefly making him fly. Oh my God, it's so cute. In footage from the since-deleted video, the YouTube personality can be seen letting go of the dog named Dollar as the pet briefly floats in the air toward the second floor of a nearby building. That's crazy. Like it'd be cute when the dog starts floating, but then when he actually starts floating higher and higher, you start to get scared. Like, oh shit. Another person catches the dog while it's floating, which prompts cheering from other people. Delhi-based creator posted a follow-up video on May 23rd claiming he had taken all the safety measures when planning the widely criticized footage. It's funny how people are more care more about a dog's safety than a person's safety. He also claimed he won't repeat this type of content in the future, adding that he treats Dollar like a child. Aww. Yeah, so yeah. I think that's so cute. It's the cutest thing in the world, and I don't care. I love it. I don't care.
Quinn, you posted a photo the other with a Throwback Thursday on Instagram of living single. Oh. Here you are. Here, look. This is Queen Latifah down here. Now, I heard a rumor, which I think could be true, which is that the living single was a jumping off point for another huge sitcom on NBC, right?
Yes, Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting because when Living Single came out, shortly thereafter, Warren Littlefield, who was president of NBC, they asked him if he could have any show on television, any of the new shows, which one would it be? And he said Living Single. It was in the newspaper. And the next thing you know, here comes Friends, which was an amazing show. And they did a great job with it. So, I mean, if you're going to rock it, that's the way to do it.
Sure, but I know what you mean. It was six people sharing apartments.
Yep, in the city. Life and life. And so, yeah.
Amazing.
Yep, that was from an Essence photo shoot from back then. That's a little Polaroid on my wall.
Everything. If anybody going back right now to Living Single and like the full...
Feel free to watch us. Watch Living Single. Catch up.
If you don't know Living Single, you need to get your education. Like that's...
It's incredible. It's a great show.
Somebody made an interesting comparison between Living Single and Friends, and they were saying, what was the difference between the shows?
The difference was, well, the story goes that the president of NBC at the time, Warren Littlefield, had said that if there's any show that you could have bought this season, what do you wish you had bought? And he said, I wish I had bought Living Single. And strangely, a year later, Friends came on, or a season later, Friends came on. So the similarities are that we were 20-somethings living in New York, trying to make it. The big difference is the melanin. The other big difference is the all the amenities and all the checks. And that was tough, but we understood it. And to this day, there are people who go, you know, you guys came before Friends. Like, yeah, and that's great. And yeah, but the checks were very different. And even the treatment was a very different experience. Like, we had little trailers in the middle of the parking lot, like sort of shaped like an OK Corral, like, you know, like all just protecting each other.
Do y'all stay in touch?
We do.
Yeah.
And in fact, we stay in touch, and there is an epic text thread that is the cast and Yvette, and we experience love and births and deaths and marriages and inside jokes, and it's almost like when something good is happening in our lives, we come there, share it with each other first before the rest of the world finds out. So we're still friends. The love is real.
Friends reunion has arrived, but put some respect on Living Single. So, yeah, I didn't take any article off of this. I just saw HBO doing this, and I did see an article on it, but the article was a little personalized, so I'm just going to talk about it. Yeah, put some respect on Living Single's name. You know, I think the Friends versus Living Single era was kind of like you know, the creme de la creme of white appropriation in the entertainment industry. You know what I mean? I guess Friends, you know, Friends managed to reach a broader audience, but of course they had more of a machine behind Friends. I mean, let's face it, you know, Living Single was not for everybody. You know what I mean? We all loved all of the characters. We loved Khadijah, we loved Sinclair, we loved Kyle, we loved Max. Like, we saw ourselves in every one of those characters, right? And even if maybe at the time we were young kids, we all wanted to grow up to be one of those characters. But Living Single could not appeal to everybody. You know, growing up as an African American in the Western Hemisphere, you do have to have a dual consciousness of where you stand in culture and society and in economy. You know what I mean? And what you have to do. You know, we always say, work twice as hard to be half as good, right? And so with that consciousness, there's a certain grit about you, and a certain a certain grit and a certain fervor that you have to have about you, whereas your comedy may not be as lighthearted. Your comedy may be a bit dark because of your experiences and your perspective and outlook on your world. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, when you look at the vibe and the kind of jokes and the kind of comedy that came on Living Single, it was funny, but it was more like stay woke funny. It wasn't like, you looked at the dynamics, the power dynamics between Kyle and Maxine, and Sinclair, like, basically, Sinclair was the Phoebe, right? You know what I'm saying? But for a show like Living Single with such heavy characters, like, you can't compare the characters in Living Single to the characters in Friends. You just really can't. Only ones you could really compare was Sinclair and Phoebe. You know what I'm saying? Because they were the satirical, lighthearted, dunce-like characters of those shows. You know what I'm saying? They were the relief. Those were the relief characters, I call them. But other than that, you can't really compare the characters, because they had a lot on their shoulders. Maxine was a lawyer. Khadijah was a CEO. Kyle was a financier. you know, and they had very serious jobs and they played serious roles on their jobs. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that came to a lot of those characters. When they would come to their home environment, there was a lot they were unpacking and decompressing, you know, and it was more of a story than it was a sitcom that those characters were going through, as opposed and you know, Friends touched a lot of hearts. You know what I'm saying? I had the first season on DVD. Like, come on, don't play with me, but. You can't cut Friends and Living Single was pretty much apples and oranges culturally. You know, there were topics that Living Single would address, of course, that, you know, Friends couldn't touch. And Friends treated people of color like they were non-existent on that show. You know what I mean? I think Ross was the only character who dated, you know, women of color. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else on that show was wiggity whitey white. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Friends was its own. Even though Friends kind of was the copycat counterpart, it was a different vibe. It was a different vibe, and it was still apples and oranges. So yeah. So I'm gonna give all the shine to Living Single, and on that same vein and in that same energy, long live dark-skinned Aunt Viv.
All right, boys and girls, you know what time it is. That's right, it's time for the internet to internet. Get your popcorn ready, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Me and my baby daddy text messages be like, I need you to get the baby this weekend. Brah, you know I'm tryna make some money. Okay bitch, I need a break, he bad as fuck. I'll see brah. Shaking my head, that shit aggravating as fuck. Okay, you dumb ASF. Brah, delete that shit, you so social media, damn. Grow up. Boy, fuck you. Pack his stuff, brah, damn you aggravating. Thanks, baby daddy. Oh, fuck you.
Hi, excuse me, my fries are just a little cold. Oh, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. How could we ever make such a careless mistake like that on this God-created spinning sphere? Oh, look at those fresh fries right out to you, sir. Oh, thank you so much. My pleasure. My pleasure. Hi, excuse me? Excuse me? My fries are cold. I'm sorry, our fry machine is down right now.
The girl, them need this nigga. Excuse me, baby, but I really just have to tell you this. It's been a while, I'm admiring your tenderness. Your Coca-Cola back shape on all your cherry lips. And you alone, me want to rub up and then me kiss. I'm just addicted to your body.
Shouters that used to scare me as a kid.
Gotta get through these last two songs. But somebody say wonderful. You gotta prophesy to yourself. Say he's wonderful. Wonderful.
I said when I read you, I put you in parentheses. Separate you from the sentence. Switch you backwards into the interrogative form and leave you as a question. If I put exclamation point on it, showing stress to the sentence, or should I just end you with a period?
Oh, I'll wait. Actually, no, I won't wait. Hush your mouths. Thank you. Now, y'all don't act like this when Miss Moore is here, so I don't understand why y'all acting like this now. But y'all know the main code of conduct at Quarterbrick High. Treat everyone with respect. And what y'all are giving Miss Pretzel is disrespect. Darius, what you whispering about back there, huh? As a matter of fact, since you want to whisper like a yin-yang twin, pack your stuff up. You're coming with me. Pack your stuff up, Darius. I'm only telling you once. Oh, yeah, I'm going to make an example out of you. And Taekwon. Oh, you know I know your mother. Oh, I know her real well. So keep trying it. Anybody else? I didn't think so. Miss Pretzel, please leave this door open. If you have any more problems, call me. My office is around the corner. Let's go, Darius. I'm not...
Oh, hell no. It smells like wet dog and Doritos in here. Y'all smell that? That's you? You should try a rag next time. Use a rag. Wait, I'm gonna ask. Bitch ask. So, like, if you use dry shampoo, or what is it cleaning? Because, you know, it's dry. Stop. I'm a snow roach bitch on a list. What you mean? It's just a song. You are being sensitive. I'm a snow roach bitch on... Me and my friend want to ask you a question. Why every time you get out the pool, you look like a wet rat?
Like Ratatouille.
Ew, that's what you bought for lunch? I would never eat that. Ain't got no seasoning on it.
Black people will buy house shoes and wear them everywhere except inside the house. Black people will say, just follow me and get on the freeway and do 120. Only black people take off their glasses to hear what a motherfucker gotta say. Black folks will wait, get out the phone. Well, alright, I ain't want nothing. I'm just saying what y'all was doing. Black people never use the oven mittens. We've been using 2 dish rags since forever. Only black people stab the cereal 3 times with a spoon. Gotta mix that baby up. When black people change their mind in Walmart, if a black person say you better than me, they just coach you stupid. Stay woke. Imagine being late to work trying to wake your horse up out their sleep. Please giddy up, bitch. We late. Imagine you in a Pokemon world walking through the grass and this dude jump out and punch you square in the chest. I'll be mad as fuck. Last time I drunk Patron, I text my grandma, keep my motherfucking name out your mouth. Crab legs after hearing another stimulus check coming. My uncle just asked me what does IDK mean. I told him I don't know. He said, well, I be damned. Nobody knows. Guys, getting a little high, Joe. Oh, God.
Okay, tell me why you think we should hire you for the position. Cause y'all called me, so that seemed like y'all thirsty. I didn't call y'all, y'all called me. And plus y'all said y'all was hiring. You sound dumb, you don't remember?
Wilmington, Delaware, sipping hot chocolate and eating crumbs, and the car gets stolen. Now, a normal individual with half a gnat's brain would have said, I'm going home now. But you? Oh, no, not you. You and your 3 friends put yourselves on a bus and go joyride off to Baltimore. All the way to Baltimore. Did you really think that the four of you could go off careening into the night and not one single parent would find out about it? Did you really think that, Vanessa? Shut up! Because I know what was going on. You were off being wild and free with the wretched and singing the wretched song. Now, I know you told me about it in the car, Vanessa, but just for the record, one more time, how did it come to pass that you did not get into the concert with the wretched and the big fun? You better answer me when I ask you a question, girl.
Meanwhile, this nigga putting his hands on me. Swear y'all don't.
My birthday tomorrow. Girl, I'm just calling around letting people know my birthday tomorrow. How y'all doing today? I'm good today, but my birthday tomorrow. Guess what, Lala?
I know, your birthday's tomorrow.
No, my birthday tomorrow. Oh my God! Hey, girl, it's 11:59. My birthday tomorrow.
Oh, why y'all looking so cute and I got Crocs on? Come on. Come on. That's why I'm gonna find a man and y'all not. Yo, do not get me in none of them snaps. Y'all bitches love snapping. If my niggas see me, he's going to bomb me. He don't know I'm out here with y'all. Nah, this shit was looking better in my head, so I'm like, this shit's getting me tight now. I'm dead not going. We need to hurry up because the reservation is for 5:30 and it's already 5 o'clock. Like, it's gonna take us 40 minutes to get there. I'm gonna call them, see if they can hold it for us. Baby, what are you talking about? It's always hoe-ass friends. Like, stop calling my friends hoes. And if they want to hoe, let them do that. That don't mean I'm gonna be hoeing too. Fuck. I'm on the way right now. I just gotta put my shoes on. First thing, pull your pants down.
Cause that shit you poured in the kitchen, I should have fucked you up. But I let you walk away, and I let you come get yourself together. But bitch, I'm gonna let you know if you ever pour that shit on me again, that will be your last motherfucking day standing. I promise you that.
Hello? Hey, shit with my girl. What's the word?
My bad. You got me on speaker?
Hell yeah, she right here.
All that nigga do is talk about you.
Show your baby as a newborn versus now.
Hi, how you doing? Huh? Sandboy.
What's a video that lives in your head rent free?
My homeboy who actually told me about Tinder. What's up, Ray Ray? He told me to get this like Pokemon's app right here, so I went and got it, and they got cool little characters like dinosaurs and ducks and shit, you know.
Then this guy shows up and he starts calling the Pokemon by the wrong names. I don't know, just on purpose to patronize me, making fun of me. I don't know what his deal was. He called Bulbasaur.
That's Onion Turtle.
Geodude.
Punchy Rock.
Meowth.
That cat with the long ass arms.
Ekans.
Purple shit.
He called Diglett.
That's floor shit right there.
And Doug Trio.
That's 3 floor shits.
He knew Pikachu, but everybody knows Pikachu.
Oh yeah, that's Pikachu right there.
Weeping Bell.
Oh, that's almost a pair.
Weedle.
Party Wiener.
Beedrill.
Everybody know that's Big Dick B.
Bees don't even have dicks. It's a stinger.
The reason why men hate this new generation of women so much is because we're finally starting to realize how...
I don't think that's what that is, but let me help you out here. I think a lot of gentlemen don't like modern day women because a lot of you guys are massively disrespectful for no reason. It's not even just towards men, it's towards women too. Some of y'all are just mean for no reason at all. Toxic culture. You guys have normalized being toxic. Some of you guys have even made it a personality trait. Ew. Lack of accountability. Some of you guys can't take blame worth nothing. It's always somebody else's fault. Sucks. And then some of you ladies are mean, rude, disrespectful, and toxic, and then blame it on your zodiac sign. Because somehow the way the stars aligned somehow made you who you were. I don't know. It has nothing to do with your zodiac. You're just an asshole. I don't know, the kill all man movement, I think that did something. Then y'all allow one-way aggression towards men, then physical abuse. I think that just about cover it.
This is your man.
Yeah.
Look at the screen.
That's mine. And
And
I'm going to stick beside him.
and that's what you're going to settle for.
I'm going to stick beside him.
You should know that God is with me. Want you to know that God is with me. People let
How to act when you see an attractive person. Make eye contact. Now look down, hold 1, 2, slowly look back, now look away. Soft smile, scratch your neck, lick your lips. Make eye contact. Now wink. Now with the other eye, now with both eyes. Now smolder. More fierce. Stick out the tip of your tongue. Now swallow really hard. Big deep breath. Eye contact. Now bite the tip of your finger. Now bite the middle of your finger. Now bite the base of your finger. Pull it out. Now subtly sniff your finger. Eye contact. Slowly start nodding yes. Yes. Now a little crazy in the eyes. Keep nodding, more crazy, and relax. Look back at them very quickly. Now look them up and down. Now lick your teeth and snap.
Early May, but he is in the starting lineup again tonight for the Mavericks. Game 3 of this first round best of 7. And here is Doncic, 5 for 26 in his last 3 playoff games. If you go back to the disappointment of Game 7 against Denver last year, off 1 foot, Doncic with the game's first basket. Doncic against George. Now on the switch, this is what happened in Game 1, and Luka's got all 5 for the Mavs.
This is the first quarter, Luka. He's warm up a little bit.
Here's Doncic again.
Or not.
Sent from behind the arc in the series. Finally, the Clippers on the board.
And I like that from Paul George. If your jumper's not falling, and if you're not Luka Doncic, make them all, Luka. What's going on? And let's just get a thought out or something.
Finney Smith with the miss. Dallas with a 10-point lead. Here's Jackson, who got the start tonight, gets the basket against Doncic. 3 games during the regular season, had 15 points in a Game 2 loss. Porzingis gets the bucket and a foul. Doncic with the assist.
Is not something that is sustainable. I think the entire world knows that, but you can't just hope that they cool down. like that, you got to get on somebody. You got to guard Porzingis wide open from three.
Leonard hasn't taken a shot yet. Batum up top, way short. Mavs ball with a 15-point lead midway through the first. Pull up three, Hardaway. It's there. George penetrating. They work it around to Jackson, corner three, and finally the Clippers with their first triple. Paul George from about 18 feet off the heel. Offensive rebound, Leonard. And Kawhi with his first official field goal attempt of the game. He was fouled earlier on a call.
On defense, maybe get him into foul trouble. Take some starts out of their offense.
Leonard,
Great
sweet
job
move
by
along the baseline. Reverse layup for Leonard. Shot clock down to 4. Man gonna take it, driving at Richardson. Off the back of the rim and in. Overcame a 30-11 first quarter deficit. And that was with about 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. They came back as Rondo buries a three.
Had fourth quarter leads in the postseason before, especially last year. So how they can go on the road right now and try and pull it out, this is going to set a lot about them. But Brunson,
big three by Brunson.
Three.
Here they drafted Luka Doncic. He was the 33rd overall pick. Third of round 2. Doncic, the third pick in round 1 by Atlanta, and then traded as Paul George. Hits the short jumper, giving him 29 points. 22 years old. Working against Rondo. Shot clock at 4. Forces that one up. Got his own miss and sticks it back up and in.
That's where he has advantage. We've already seen him post up Rondo. We saw him post up Patrick Beverly. It's tough. You don't want to leave those guys on an island.
Kawhi Leonard drills another three. What a night for Leonard. Clock down to 4. Luka, step back three. Around and out. Offensive rebound by Porzingis. Doncic, as Rondo hits the floor, no call. Brunson's three is good.
I think he's just fine, and you're going to guard him just like that.
The 3-point lead for the Clippers. Open three, Morris got it. Marcus Morris inside the arc, much better. And that's a big reason why they're down 6. They're not getting a lot of easy buckets. Rondo, too easy, all the way to the rim. The Clippers have their largest lead of the night, 34-22. Mavs are still shooting better than 50% from 3, yet they trail for the first time in this series. Morris, corner three, same spot, same shot, it goes down, and the lead is 10, the largest of the night for LA. Boy, even though Finney-Smith got the putback, where is Porzingis? Former All-Star, just 8 points, 3 of 9 from the floor, only 3 rebounds. Leonard, boy, just muscles, because Morris got called for his 5th foul. The next foul on the Clippers will put Dallas at the line for the rest of the game. Kleba's three is there. So a big triple by Kleba.
Much consistent help right now.
He's 6 of 11 at the line. The rest of the team is 4 for 4 at the line. Morris hits another three.
No, it was not.
For the Clippers. Clippers are back in the series.
Game 3 here in Atlanta. The first playoff game State Farm Arena since 2017. We are underway. The Hawks control.
He could be on some sort of minutes restriction. He played through a significant amount of pain in game 2, Noel, and right away what happens, right? A point at the basket for the Atlanta Hawks.
Barrett back out to Gibson, now Rose. Rose with the mid-range jumper, pure. Kicks it to the 3 for Barrett. And Barrett has been a much better three-point shooter this year, but missed on that one. Young in a rush with the left. Got it! Wow, what a blur down the floor.
Talked about the Knicks season being built largely on Tom Thibodeau's defense. If you can get Trae Young downhill early, look out.
Rose got his miss back and put it home. Defense, Doris, right now. On defense, Young draws the foul. Count it!
Finding his footing after missing so much time this season.
Missed about 5 weeks as Rose aggressive at the offense to 8. Young kicks it out to Collins. His floater is good. Don Collins with his first field goal. R.J. Barrett not forcing it. Hunter again got to the hoop.
Come on now, how about that quick first step? Touched on it 5 weeks out, but you're talking about excellent speed, length, puts it on the deck and gets to the cup.
Boy, Derrick Rose is starting to simmer. Young roller hits Capella for the slam.
Subbing in Nerlens to hopefully try to take some of that away.
Here's Kevin Huerter, who just came into the ball game, as did Gallinari. Good sign for the Hawks as Gallo drills the three. Huerter kicks it out. Great ball movement by Atlanta. Gallinari to Huerter, who finds the baseline three and knocks it down.
Those touches that Hill just had. But listen, you'll take the three.
Coach of the Year, Monty Williams. Huerter, deep three. Good show by Bogdanovic. They switch. Rose kicks it corner quickly. Got by Williams and too late for Capella. Bogdanovic, one more to a wide open Lou Will. 3-time sixth man of the year. Wide open like that. Rose inside over the big man.
That is a big-time shot right there.
He's not jumping high anymore or killing you with speed. He likened it to chess, saying he lost his queen early in the game but fought back to get one of his pawns down the board.
Knicks had an opportunity. Down by 14, Young into the paint. Through the contact, only says quickly too little. They've got numbers of 5-on-4. Huerter pulls. And Rose with a long hit ahead. Toppin slams it down. Obi Toppin. Here's Hunter working against Rose. Good help by Toppin. Back to Gallinari for three. Got it. 17-point advantage. Burks lobs it up high, and Toppin with a classy finish. Young out top. Great cross-court pass off the dribble. And welcome to Atlanta, where the players play.
Thibodeau elected to come back with Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett. They, as you noted, have been on the bench for a while, but another long opportunity for Atlanta. In the interview pregame with Cassidy, he gave a great response about the spitting incident at MSG. Saying basically, yes, listen, I expect.
A lot of poise and aplomb for a guy that hasn't been in the league all that long. His third year. Capella saying it with his chest. The questions will rain down on the Knicks and their coaching staff about their impotent offense.
So a huge task for these Boston Celtics, badly outplayed in game two. Inside, layup, reverse won't go. Tristan Thompson's tip misses. Of course, Kemba Walker missed 29 games in the regular season with the knee problems. Joe Harris knocks down a three. How about the start from Harris in game two? Stevens telling us that earlier today as Durant fires up a three. And the long distance dialing in early for the Brooklyn Nets. 7 assists. Hasn't had to explode offensively scoring. Steps back, knocks down the three, and Harden with 10 points in the first couple of minutes. Start 2 for 10. Harden back to Durant. Durant pass gets to Harden. Joe Harris three-pointer. That's good. Now what a start for the Nets. Durant double blocked from behind by Tatum. Tatum goes at Blake Griffin, gets inside, lays it up and in. Tatum fakes, now drives on Durant, flips up a wild shot, he puts it in. He thought he got fouled as well.
Driving from the slot right to the rim.
Harden step back three is good. James Harden 4 for 4 from the field. He's got 13 points.
Get to his spot.
Smart drives on Griffin, gets inside, draws the foul, shot's good, and one.
Well, draw the foul.
Celtics started 2 for 11. They've hit their last 5 from the field to cut it to 7. Durant gets inside, shoots over Tatum. That's just indefensible. Durant guarded by Tatum. On the baseline, puts it in. Kevin Durant now 4 of 6 from the field, 9 points here in the first.
Sunday, 36 hours later, 17,000.
I know. Langford tries. Langford hits. Does it against Claxton.
Shot clock winding down. Tatum steps back. Shot is good. Tatum double figures already here in the first quarter.
But let's arrest them when they do something like that.
Tatum with a steal on a bad pass from Claxton. Sets, fires a three. Marcus Smart back to Tatum. Tatum pulled back a two-pointer. It's good. Jason Tatum's got 40.
Wonder how many are on Durant and how many are on everybody else.
Harden answers with a three-pointer. Still a long way to go, but they're up 14. Kemba Walker three-pointer. Oh, and the follow. Tristan Thompson does it again. 9 offensive rebounds, 19 points, 13 boards overall. Harden the step back and the foul. James Harden with a chance for a 4-point play. Harden, corner three-pointer. That's good. James Harden now with 33 points. That's his 6th three-pointer. Make that 36 points for Harden. Irving, long distance. Kyrie Irving drills the three-pointer. And Brad Stevens calls timeout.
When you taught blocking out and somebody actually did it.
Tatum against Irving. Tatum turns, fires, connects. Jason Tatum, 42. Shot clock down to 9. Pass inside to Brown. Bruce Brown throws it back out. Irving's open, left corner three. It's good. Kyrie Irving with a couple of big threes here in the fourth. And it's back to 7.
Again, get the switch that you like and take advantage of it.
Tatum gets inside and banks it home. He is unstoppable right now against a team with 3 elite closers. Celtics got one. He's got the ball. Kicks it out. Fournier, three-pointer. It's good. Evan Fournier, a big bucket for Boston. This guy on the floor with rebounds. Walker off the bounce. Foul line jumper. Got it. Shot clock at 8. Smart to drive. Tough shot for Smart is up and good. 12-point game with under 3 to play. Harden for 3. Puts it in to Walker. Up top Tatum. Durant the long reach. Tatum crossover pull-up jumper. It's good. 50 points for Jason Tatum. It's a 7-point lead. Harden fakes. Harden fires three-pointer. Short, no good. It's over. Jason Tatum with a masterpiece, putting the Celtics on his back.
Have you checked out Prosperity Living apparel and accessories? See something you like? Well, get it free when you become a member at Patreon. Become a first-tier member and receive Prosperity Living merchandise. Become a second-tier member, and on top of that, get a book from the Bard Society. Become an elite third-tier member and get all of that plus free consultation concerning personal finance, stock trading, or life matters like organizational skills and dating for free. Sign up now, become a member, and invest in the brand. Welcome to our main course segment where we discuss life and love. Raise your hand if you feel like missionary position is underrated. I told you my Facebook timeline has been dry as of late. You know what I'm saying? I've been touching on some touchy topics and it's been crickets up until I start getting to talking about some good old-fashioned sex. And boy, oh boy, my timeline starts to light up. I get a whole bunch of likes and loves and LOLs and you crazy, you stupid, you silly, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They just come out the woodworks. I don't know if it's them or if it's the algorithms. But I'll find out. I'll get to the bottom of it. Because when I post some woke shit, it's like they don't touch it. If I post some woke shit or some deep shit, they don't touch it. But you get to talking about sex. Woo! Bling, 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 bling. It just lights up. The timeline just lights up. So a bunch of people on my timeline agreed with me. I don't know if they really truly agree with me or they just flirting, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I take it all in. I take it at face value. So I want to get into the mechanics of the missionary position. I want to get into the intimacy behind the missionary position, and then I want to talk about the inhibitions of the missionary position too. And then I want to talk about why it's so underrated. All right, so let's go in. So let's first look at the mechanics of the missionary position. When it comes to sex, really, like this is how crazy my mind is. When it comes to sex, really, our legs are in the way. You know what I'm saying? Our legs are really, really in the way. But there's something to it. The thing about the missionary position, it's the mechanics of it. It sends a message. It sends the body language of the missionary position. It sends a message because a woman is opening her legs. She's laying on her back, and it's very submissive in and of itself. This is why they say sex is all about power. The woman, she's laying on her back and opening her legs. So it's a gesture as in to say, okay, I'm inviting you in. Here, come into me. No pun intended. I'm taking you in. I'm surrendering to you. I'm inviting you in. I'm allowing you into my space. You know what I mean? It's hard to see how people are unsociable but sexual. You can't you can't be sexual and unsociable. I don't think that works. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about the missionary position. So then the man, he straddles her, and then whatever the case may be, her legs are open, or she may wrap her legs around the man. You know what I'm saying? And people have levels of intimacy when it comes to body language. You know what I'm saying? And so that in and of those small little actions in and of itself may cause, may be too much to ask of some people, or that woman may not feel that way about you. You know what I'm saying? So she's not gonna voluntarily, and they say that's the thing, whether it's done voluntarily or not. Like sometimes the man may not be that into the woman, so he'll be more likely to prop his arms up and not bring his chest so close to her chest, because that chest to chest, that like every little skin touch matters. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there is a lot to be said for the mechanics of the missionary position, especially being is that you're face to face, you're facing each other. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a challenge. It's saying, okay, what is your threshold of intimacy? And then being face to face, there's a view. Now, of course, men are very visual, so just about every, just about every position in heterosexual sex involves a man facing a woman. So you kind of change the game when now the woman has to face the man. Being that men are very visual, women are very emotional or sensual, a woman can still find stimulation. A woman can still find stimulation not facing a man. So it's almost as in saying, well, damn. So you can still get off, and it may not necessarily be me fucking you. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a man, he has to get off on the woman he's fucking because he has to look at her. You see what I'm saying? So when you when you understand intercourse, then it's very easy to understand the genders. You know, men are visual because sexually they have to look at a woman, whereas women are more emotional because during sex they don't necessarily have to look at a man. They can be more sensual about their experience. You know what I'm saying? So they have to rely more upon their emotions when having sex. You know, they gotta be comfortable with you. They gotta be in the mood, and you know, all of those things, simply because they're not necessarily looking at you most of the time. They're not necessarily fucking that man. They're fucking the idea of that man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm messing some of y'all up. I already know it. I'm gonna stop. Let me get back on track. So now the woman is facing the man and the man is facing the woman is now getting a peek into that man. Ooh, I'm getting deep. She's now getting a peek into that man, and she's no longer just fucking him or the idea of him or the sensation of him. Now she's really fucking him. You know what I'm saying? So now she's fucking a man from a man's perspective. You know, she's looking at his chest and his abs and his, you know, and his she's looking at his face. You know what I'm saying? She's looking at the faces he makes, and she's taking in his facial expression. You know what I'm saying? This is not something that she necessarily has to do during sex. So when she does do it, it's kind of like an adventure for her. This is why a woman's mind goes so many places during sex. Because there's so many things going on in a woman's mind. There's so many things happening to a woman during sex that are like optional to her. You know what I'm saying? You know, you could hit the pussy from the back, the side, the front, upside down, downside, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But a man's dick is right there, straight up in front. You know what I'm saying? Rock hard, direct. You know what I'm saying? So you could understand why why men typically have a particular personality type as opposed to a more feminine personality type for women, simply because of the sex dynamic. I'm talking too much. And then the view of the genitals as well. You know what I mean? So now not only is she fucking that man, but now she's fucking that man's penis. She's looking down at it and watching it go in and out of her. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so she's getting that view. You know what I mean? She's getting the view. She's seeing what he sees. You know? And so now she's building that confidence and saying, wow, look at my pussy. Look at my pussy getting fucked. This is amazing. Or she could be saying, what the hell is happening? You know, whatever the case, whatever goes on in a woman's head when her head is just going on, you know? But, and then, you know, mechanically during sex in missionary position, you know, you get that coital stimulation. You know what I mean? Because now his, you know, he may or may not have a whole lot of pubic hairs going on, but you know, her clit is now rubbing up against his pelvic. You know what I'm saying? So she's getting that coital stimulation, you know. And then she's laying down, so now her body, her abdomen is a lot more relaxed. So she can focus more on the contraction of her uterine muscles. You know what I'm saying? While she's orgasming, you know. So there's a lot more stimulation. They even suggest that anal sex is best done, because when you watch the pornos, you always see them fucking doing anal sex doggy style. But that's typically not the textbook way to do it. You want to do it during you want to do anal sex during missionary, simply because she's laying down, so she's more relaxed. And she's more relaxed, her rectum is a lot more looser and it'll open up a lot more. But that's a little nugget. I digress. You know, let's talk about the intimacy of the missionary position. Once again, I talked about, you know, being face to face, taking in the expression, the facial expressions of the other. It's very responsive. You know what I'm saying? It's very responsive. Okay. Like I never forget. I was having a moment of intercourse with a young lady, and each time I would stroke her, you know what I'm saying? Like, she would just shift. You know, she just like her whole body would just like shift each and every time. And I had to stop and look her dead in her eye. And I was like, sweetie, you don't look like you're enjoying this. You know what I'm saying? And that's when she was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna turn around. You know, but, you know, when you have that eye contact and that face to face, there's only but so much that needs to be said. You know, I remember a young lady who I don't know. That's a little too personal. I don't want y'all thinking something of me. Matter of fact, okay. If you're an adult, continue listening. If you're not, you better turn this thing off. But I remember a young lady, and I hope everyone who's listening doesn't know me personally, but I remember one time, I was going unprotected with this young lady, and we were doing Missionary, and you know, I was asking her if she's still fertile. You know what I mean? Because I had accidentally gotten her pregnant in the past, and you know, so I was like, hey, are you, you know, in the middle of it, I'm like, hey, are you still fertile? And she was like, yeah, whatever. And then I stopped. I didn't pull out, but I stopped and just looked at her. And then she was like, yeah, my period came like however many days ago. Da, 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 da. Like, all I had to do was look at her. Because so you know, body language is everything. Body language is everything. And when you face to face, and you being receptive and responsive to that person's expressions, it adds more intensity to the moment. You know, it adds more intensity. It's more participative. You know what I'm saying? Depending on that person's personality and their threshold for intimacy. You know what I mean? Because you may have people who will just straight up look away and close their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the dynamics of the relationship with that person. You know, people don't always, not to say that they're being raped, but people don't always have sex with the person that they want to have sex with. They're probably just having sex just to have sex. Or, you know, people have sex for different reasons, a plethora of reasons, the same way people get married for a plethora of reasons. But, you know, a lot of times people just having sex, you know, is just something to do, get it out the way, you know, get it over with, or whatever the case. And so, yeah, you'll have cases where the person may not even want to face the person, let alone make eye contact. They'd rather do doggy style, you know what I'm saying? But they're just switching up positions, you know, just to get off, you know. But that face-to-face, that eye contact is priceless. And the deeper and more intimate the relationship socially, then the deeper and more intimate the sex is going to be. You know what I'm saying? It all translates. Everything outside the bedroom, or, you know, or everything. Yeah, I mean, everything outside the bedroom is going to translate inside the bedroom. And this is a big reason why a lot of couples break up, separate, or divorce, simply due to money or sex or both. You know what I'm saying? It'll just eat the relationship from the inside out, because sex is kind of like the last bastion of pleasure, you know, in a couple's lifespan. You know, sex is the last bastion of pleasure. Unless you're in your elderly years, then it's just a whole lot of kissing and cuddling. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, while you're still young and you have your virility, sex is the last bastion of pleasure. And so if the relationship is hurting in general, it's going to affect the sex. I remember a young lady I used to date, and we used to have really, really good sex at one point. And we just have good sex, period. And I used to tell her, yes, our relationship may be a sexual relationship, or we just happen to have great sexual compatibility, but don't discredit that. Don't say, oh, well, all we have is good sex and there's nothing more to us. No, we have good sex because we have a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a good vibe in order to have good sex. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're never looking the person in the face and just doing doggy style. If you're getting off and you're really having a real good orgasm, you know, then yeah. But I digress. So yeah, the face-to-face is everything. Hand to body. There's a lot of, all your genitals are facing each other. All your genitals and your erogenous zones. You know what I'm saying? It feels good when a woman touches a man's chest and rubs down his abs and all that, or his pot belly, his beer belly, or whatever the case. You know, it still feels good to a man. He may not necessarily get off to it, but it feels good. Of course, a woman's breasts are facing the man, so he's taking in that visual, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you see something, share something. Don't be afraid. Share this episode. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. Kissing, licking, sucking, grabbing, squeezing, shaking, pinching. All of those things, all of those hand, hand manipulation, you know what I'm saying, is very stimulating. It's very stimulating. And you may not necessarily be able to get that from other positions. You know what I'm saying? Or it may not be so accessible or available. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the other partner's arms may not necessarily be long enough in different positions to reach certain things. I'm letting y'all, I'm giving away too much, but like sometimes when I go doggy style, I kind of like my balls tickled. And if I'm dealing with a woman with short arms, but the taller women I've dealt with have been able to do that with no problem. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, to each his own, right? The missionary position at some point can involve hugging. You know what I'm saying? And what's more intimate than a hug? You hug your baby when you want them to go to sleep, right? You hug your dog when you're happy to see them or when they're happy to see you. You hug your parents to let them know that you love them, right? You hug your partner if you're in a relationship, or if you or someone who you're attracted to. The first thing you want to do is give them a hug. What is that simulating? You see what I'm saying? Or what does hugging during the missionary position simulate? And like I said, the more intimate the relationship, the more intimate is the sex. So now if you really have a bond with this person and you have a love for that person and you feel this way about that person and you express that during intercourse, especially in the missionary position, you're looking in each other's eyes, you're rubbing and caressing each other, and then the man, the woman sits up and reaches up and grabs him to hug him, or the man lets his arms down, you know what I'm saying, to rest his arm and just rest his torso upon hers, on top of hers, and lets his weight lets his weight down on that woman. Oh my gosh, that sends you to a cloud nine like no other. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even have to orgasm at that point. You know what I'm saying? That just depends on, if the person is a jump off or a slide and you're just trying to get it over with, I mean, okay, I get that. We already talked about eye contact. Now with the hugging comes the opportunity for a kiss. Kissing. For some people, just the mention of that word kind of makes them cringe. Because, all right, so let me get into this. You have some people who've been sexually violated in some sort of way, right? So now, like, this just hit me. I was riding around today and it just hit me. Like, I was prepping my mind. Like, each of these conversations, after I jot down my notes, I start like prepping down my mind of everything I want to say and all the points I want to make. And I was trying to, I mean, you know, by the grace of God, I'm so grateful. I've never been sexually violated as a child, or as an underage person. I've never been, and I'm so grateful for that. I thank God, and I think, you know, I just thank my parents for, you know, at least giving me that structure and that safety to have that, you know, because not everybody can say that they've had that, and so I'm just grateful. Now that we got that out the way, I try to put myself in the shoes of someone who's been sexually violated, or to put myself in the mind of someone who's been sexually violated, simply because in this lifetime, with so many people, so many black women being sexually violated, it's inevitable that you may end up dating one of them. You see what I'm saying? So it behooves me to consider their experiences when trying to court them, you know? But I digress. And so like, I just think like, dang, okay, my first sexual experience, or my first memory of a sexual experience, is with someone stealing my innocence. So now, if that's my first experience, going forward in life as an adult, what's gonna be my sexual career if this is where I'm initiated? You know what I'm saying? As where my innocence is robbed from me, and I'm violated and abused in this way. You know what I mean? What's gonna be my sexual career? Like, and so you have those people who they can be intimate any other time other than sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been with women who will tongue me down. You know what I'm saying? We can kiss and cuddle all day long, but they just can't orgasm. They just can't orgasm. They can't come. When you fuck them, it's like a sport to them. You know what I'm saying? Or either they want to do it all night, or they just want to get it over with. And there's no real involvement. There's no real, like, you know how sometimes, you may or may not know, but like, you know how sometimes when you have really good sex, some people have never really had good sex, but when you have really, really good sex and you just get lost, you know what I'm saying? You lose track of time, you lose track of space, and you really just go into another world, into another trance with the person, you know what I'm saying? Up until you nut off, and then you just come back to reality and you just come down off your high. But like, you ever really get high off of sex? These people, they never really get that high, simply because that high was robbed from them, and so they spend the rest of their lives chasing that high. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm trying to empathize for these people. You know what I'm saying? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah. Yeah, I like, so when it comes to kissing, you know, you think of like, who do you kiss, like socially, casually, who do you kiss? You kiss your loved ones, you kiss family members, you kiss babies, you know what I'm saying? And then of course you kiss a loved one, your significant other, your intimate romantic partner, right? And so if you're having sex with somebody and you can't kiss them, that's like a wall. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, during the missionary position, there's so many intimacy level barriers being knocked down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I insert my penis in you, so that's wall number one, right? Our bodies are touching, that's wall number two. We're facing each other, that's wall number 3. We're looking in each other's eyes, that's wall number 4. Now we're hugging, that's wall number 5. So what's left? Kissing is like the last bastion of intimacy for some people. You have other people where kissing ain't nothing to them. Kissing is a part of the sex. Kissing is the routine for the sex. You have some people who are selective about who they kiss. You know what I'm saying? If they're attracted to the person like that. And I'm kind of that way. I'm kind of that way. If I can't see myself kissing you, I'm not necessarily going to want to kiss you. I may not be able to see myself kissing you, but I can see myself fucking you. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So that I can understand. That I can understand. And then you have people who don't like to kiss whatsoever. They're just stones. They're just non-intimate stones. They're rocks. They just lay there, and they have no participation in the matter. And you, like I said, you have to consider everyone's previous experiences up to the point where they get with you. To your knowledge, their experience, their previous experiences to your knowledge, because a person isn't necessarily always going to divulge their experiences to you, or they may not divulge all of their experiences to you. So yeah, kissing is a very, very serious thing. It's and you got to know, like, when you're getting to know the person, you have to know their threshold when it comes to kissing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people kiss for raunchiness. You know what I'm saying? When they feel like, yeah, I'm banging your brains out. I'm doing you dirty. You take this you nasty little, come here, give me a kiss, goddammit. And I've been in situations like that. Just be gentle. I'm joking. Yeah, so I talked about the inhibitions with kiss. So some people have inhibitions with kissing. It's a level of vulnerability. It's the last wall. It's the last intimacy barrier that people may have. And so, and then a lot of times this association with kissing is associated with love. So if you're having sex with somebody you don't love, then you may not necessarily want to kiss them. Even if you're like attracted to them and don't mind kissing them, you don't want to lead them on or be led astray. Because and I think that's being led astray is the woman's plight. You know what I'm saying? Being is that women are very emotional. And so a lot of times women are afraid to kiss because they feel like if they kiss the guy, then they're going to fall in love with him. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to do that because they know that the guy don't feel the same way about them. So they try to protect themselves by not kissing him. And that's understandable too. But I feel like, man, just fuck it. Just kiss him. You ain't gotta fall in love with him. Just kiss him. Shit. You went this far with him. You went this far. You can't kiss him? Come on. Just give him a kiss. Yeah. All right, so why is the missionary position underrated? Why is it underrated? I think it's underrated because commonly it's most people's first sexual experience. And so when people start to get a little more advanced and they want to switch it up and do all sorts of other positions. So the missionary position always gets a bad rap. TV has taught us, if it's the first time, you do in the missionary position, you stroke yourself up, get it hard, then you put the little condom on and you try to fit it in. You say, okay, is that it? So the missionary position gets a bad rap, but you'd be surprised the more sexually advanced you get, the better, the more enjoyable the missionary position can become, And in hearts and prayers and apologies go out to those people who their first sexual experiences were by means of them being sexually violated and assaulted. That should never happen to anyone, and I just thank God, by the grace of God, it never happened to me, and I'm so grateful for that. And I do apologize if that was your experience. You know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of times the missionary position is underrated because it's a lot of people's first sexual experience. The missionary position is underrated because it is not discussed as much as other positions are. I feel like the doggy style position gets glamorized too much. The pornos glamorize it. The girls, when you was doing the truth or dare, and the girls glamorize it in school or whatever. when you was in high school, trying to brag on your dick like you was really getting it in like that when you wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But so it just doggy style just gets popularized and glamorized. Every time you look at a scantily clad woman, expressing her sexuality, she's always posed in doggy style, right? I kind of like the view of the doggy style position because I like, I'm not going to tell y'all what I like, but anyway, visually doggy style is very appealing, to our human nature, to our animalistic nature. But if you can remember, the most memorable hip hop album cover was the Lil' Kim album cover. And now, granted, I think she was 16 when she did that photo, which is pretty sad. But yeah, she was posed in sort of like a missionary position pose, even though she was standing. It's kind of the same view you would get when you see a woman in missionary, I've never gotten a pussy pic from a woman in a doggy style position. She's always taking a pussy pic from the front. You know what I'm saying? And it's always sexy. It's always sexy as the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So it's not as glamorized as other positions. It's not as glamorized, even though it should be. And then it's underrated simply because it's too intimate for some people. Whether you're really intimate with the person or not, anybody can do doggy style. Anybody can do whatever other position you could think of. You know what I'm saying? And I think missionary, like the cowgirl position, the front-facing cowgirl, just a woman riding on top. That could be intimate too. But that's more of a woman's power struggle sort of kind of position. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really as intimate. It's a lot more sensual and sexual. Because it's like the woman's in control, sort of. But I feel as though the genders really take upon their roles when that man is on top in the missionary position. It's more of a natural gender role situation in a conventional missionary position. And so with that being said, the missionary position might be a little too intimate for some people to handle. If they don't have that level of confidence, that level of, and all sorts of other things, of being in great alignment with each other, you know what I'm saying, in order to become more intimate. I don't want to go down the laundry list, but yeah. So that is why the missionary position is underrated. So yeah. With everything I just talked about and everything I just broke down, you know what I'm saying? After you've just listened to this, try the missionary position again now and be more conscious about it and more involved, and see how much more you'll enjoy it, and then come back and tell me about it. All right. That concludes our show. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. And if you appreciate the show, go ahead and show it in CASHAPP at $Prosperityullc. Join our new Patreon to receive free merchandise, books, and consultation from Prosperity ULLC. We would like to thank you for tuning in to Prosperity ULLC and continue to invest in the brand.